Hi, welcome to another episode of Talking Timepieces, where we talk about watch collecting and horology. Today, I just wanted to have a short video and praise the three-handed watch, because a three-handed watch really shows time telling, timekeeping in its purest form, giving you just the hours, minutes, and seconds. The second hand is primarily there as a running indicator, but that's important, especially in a mechanical watch. These are all mechanical pieces. This is an electromechanical piece, but I wanted to show you the gamut that three-handers can go. I mean, you can go with something as clean and simple as this Blancpain swatch. This model, it uses the System 51 movement, but since there's no date wheel, it's actually only 47 movements in this. So this is arguably the least number of moving parts in any mechanical watch currently available. And in a world where you're surrounded by the date, you're surrounded by other information, you're surrounded by the time as well. If you're wearing a watch, a lot of people wear the watch as a statement of style, fashion, personal taste, techno interest, whatever. And a three-handed allows you to make that statement, giving you the primary functionality of telling the time without a lot of excess functionality. There's nothing wrong with excess functionality. One of my favorite watches in my collection is my old 70s Sorna, which has more functionality than you can shake a stick at. And then there are also watches like this Aristo Flieger that just has a little date window that you can barely see. As a matter of fact, I don't even notice. Oh, it's hidden by the hour hand. That's how that's how stealthy. I mean, it's really a tiny window in this, you see? So, and with the same color background, this is essentially a three-handed watch with kind of a date in there. I'm going to do an episode on this because it's a no markings Flieger and makes a good stealth cool watch to wear in places you wouldn't want to wear something too fancy. But three-handed watches do have an elegance and a balance. That you don't get with many watches, because those watches with lots and lots of functionality, there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, I own quite a few watches with lots and lots of functionality. But I mean, vintage gets away with three-hand. This is also a vintage. One of the reasons they make this watch, this was available, I mean, it's no longer made, the Bulova Accutron tuning fork, but this was available with GMT, with date functions, all kinds of stuff. And yet the Space Fuse, this version, was originally made by Salesman. This is the later version. The earlier was literally the size of the case, really tiny watch. But the three-hander with the open face is the most popular Accutron that was ever released, and it's just a clean three-hander. You know, Rolex has quite a few three-handers that people like. More would probably go with the no-date sub, but I like the Air King, and that the new Air King has a really nice face, and that highlights the aspect of the balance you get with a no-date face, because one of the things they did with the new Air King was put the 05 to balance the weight of the text on the dial, and it works spectacularly. It's a nice three-hander with a clean presentation. You know, the Accutron, as I was saying, really does give you the time and shows you a beautiful piece of horological history, the Accutron tuning fork movement, which was actually top secret technology in the 50s before it was released to the public. The Vanguard satellite went up in 1957 with the Accutron movement in it, and the first Accutron watch wasn't released until the 60s. You know, we've all been talking about the Blancpain swatch, but I just thought I'd show you, you know, a clean three-hander can even work at the populist level, as it were, you know, entry-level fun watches, as it were, because you don't need a lot of funky functionality to have an interesting, charming, collectible piece. And well, JLC is JLC. The Polaris is starting to get more traction because people are realizing what a cool watch it is. And them raising prices didn't hurt either as far as image. I think it'll ding them among collectors, but companies like JLC aren't really interested in collectors as primary market anyway. I finally managed to get the rubber strap for this. And I think it makes a fantastic presentation. Now, if you think about it, the JLC Chrono is also a no date, and I wanted to make a note about that as well, because I would say the next step from a three-hander would be a chrono with no date, because that also allows you to have that balance of no date window. In this, it's of course a little bit off balance because of the open heart, but you get my point. Because, for example, a chrono with a date window, it does throw the balance off a little bit of the face presentation. It all depends on what you're wearing the watch for, but I think more symmetry is always useful. I mean, if you think about it, a beautiful piece like this Globemaster, a lot of companies do put the date window at 6 because that at least gives them left-right balance on the face of the watch. So when it comes to it at the end of the day, a three-hander really is the quintessential watch. I mean, by definition, hours, minutes, seconds. But I just wanted to stress that three-handers have a really good place in the industry and should have a place in your collection. Thanks for watching. If you have any comments, please leave them. Don't forget to tell your friends, and please subscribe.